Yo, what is up, guys? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at a video made about a TikTok youth pastor. It's made by Sunny V2. Makes a lot of good videos. Go check this out. It was 5 days ago that he made this video. Let's get right into it.
Joe Rogan made it seem like he
Okay, so it's about a TikTok youth pastor named Joe Rogan on TikTok.
was holier than holy. As a Christian
What it
youth
seems like.
pastor, he dedicated his TikTok to showing
You
respect
got 4 million followers on TikTok too. That's pretty big. You just showed it. Well, let's just start from here.
dedicated his TikTok
Yeah, 4 million.
to show
What I saw.
respect for women until 6 different people exposed him for his own secretly terrible history. You
Let me see if I can get this 1080p 60.
could see the red flags in early tweets like this one. I am a Christian, and I support LGBTQ, and I support BLM, and I support people of other faiths, and I support a women's right to choose. The need to vocalize his own morality was almost strangely excessive.
reading them a
Morality
little bit.
was
Let me go back.
the need to vocalize
All of these are ands and not buts. Scripture has been weaponized by bigots.
his own morality was almost strangely excessive, and his
So he's like a left-wing Christian youth pastor is what I see. I've never watched this guy on TikTok once. I don't know what he's about. This is the first time I'm hearing about him. So it seems like he's a left-wing Christian youth pastor who talks about supporting like left-wing issues like LGBTQ, BLM, all of that stuff. Pro-choice is another big one.
His TikTok videos weren't any different. He wanted to punch all men who talked about
Maybe she shouldn't dress like. This is not a good comment, and you should punch these. No, you shouldn't punch anybody. But this is funny. This is
how
funny.
women dressed, while reminding his female
Who should make decisions about a woman's body? Okay, their body, their choice.
followers
Okay.
that they had total control
I
of
agree.
their body when he wasn't
A real based decision right there.
supporting women. It was instead minorities.
Don't let anybody tell you that you aren't beautiful. Can't read behind that.
It's
got a big head.
homophobia, racism, misogyny, you name it, all thinly veiled as a joke, and you're not fooling anybody.
Which people found suspicious long
This dude kind of looks like a more nerdy Mr. Beast, doesn't he? Like the glasses, you take the glasses away, he's got the same mustache as Mr. Beast. Oof.
before he was exposed.
He does have that Mr. Beast look right there.
But when this dude is making almost his entire
Oh,
personality
Overwatch.
about respect
Love Overwatch too.
women,
Blaze
always
Reaper,
be
I'm a
nice to
good
women,
Reaper player.
respect, it gets a little overboard, to be honest.
When questioned about his motives, Joe Rogan snapped pretentiously
Bro, why is this account so anti-men?
Just imagine being so worried about losing your male privilege that you would call anything that has to do with equality for women anti-men.
This dude's got some soy in him. A little soy. Oh no. He's a real soy boy. That's what we
believing
love
that
calling
when
him.
all men are killed, he'd be spared because of his
When all men are killed, can I be spared, please? What is this? What? Yeah, this is anti-men. His page is anti-men. It literally is.
his TikToks. And when he did also occasionally support men,
Now, I've talked about men getting body shamed, women getting body shamed.
the objective was still the same. Try to make himself seem like a person who did no wrong. The caption of his merch was literally "Be Better," which seemed true to him as a church office manager and youth
On June 4th. Okay, so I guess this is like his Wikipedia page or something. Okay, so he just took over like a office and finance manager for a church, I guess. What he is. That's cool.
pastor on the weekends.
So depending on how long
He loves Jesus. He loves Jesus, brothers.
You've been following me, you may or may not know that I'm actually a very religious person.
People therefore heavily respected him, even making stan accounts such as Lovely Joe Robe, while comments on his live streams read, "I have so much respect for you. You speak for another's and it makes me so happy." Any videos criticizing him
Biggest
were met
simp
with
of
thousands of
Oh my
dislikes
God.
until people became
That's a huge
suspicious
ratio.
of Joe Robe's supposed morality. In
Oh,
late 2020, a TikToker named Gemini Official was exposed for his relationships with
Love to see a 20-year-old flirting with a 16-year-old girl.
multiple young
I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in the South, and there were a lot of youth pastors that used to come to my high school, and they would hang around a lot of young women. It was kind of weird to me. It was always creepy to me because all of like those places were kind of run by like older men. It was a little creepy to me. I'm guessing that's what's happened here.
Joe Robe's content, people asked him to talk about it, although for whatever reason, Joe Robe avoided the topic.
Message Joe Robe saying, "Hey, this
You know why? You know why he would? You know why he would ignore the topic? Because he's doing it.
is a problem. Can you speak about it?"
Maybe. I'm not saying this is. He might explain in this video why he was ignoring it. Let's just keep watching.
Which is bizarre that it would take you so long to talk about somebody who's grooming children.
Joe Robe later explained on Discord that
Yeah, it's really easy to be a. Yeah, it is really easy to be that. I think it's the easiest thing you can be. It's literally should be the de facto position for anybody out there. Pedophile bad. That should be. It is really easy that way.
announcing the actions was simply too obvious. Although having previously claimed
I mean,
the gold...
that's like the easiest W for anybody out there, right? Like, you just gotta say pedophile bad. It's the easiest W for anyone.
His TikTok was to create a safe space for young people. It seemed odd that Joe Robe didn't want to talk about it.
I mean, if your whole thing is like creating a safe space for young people and you're not denouncing PDF files, it sounds bad, buddy. It's kind of bad. It sounds bad for you.
Perhaps he was simply avoiding drama, but this wasn't the only example where Joe Robe deflected an obvious...
But at the same time, like, why do people want him to call this person out at the same time? At the same, like, why do people want him specifically to call other people out? I don't know.
Topic. He'd become friends with a TikToker named The Calvin Brandel, whose videos promoted a similar sentiment to those made by Joe Robe. Well, turns out he'd been doing exactly what he disavowed.
TikTokers being predators? Oh my god. Maybe? You know, a platform that caters to children has predators on it? Who would have thought?
Explaining he thought it was okay because he was TikTok famous.
Wait, what? What? That's your excuse for being a predator? You think it's okay to be a predator if you're famous on TikTok?
I felt that.
Is that really what he... Okay, I think he's about to say why. I hope he doesn't say it's okay because he was famous on TikTok. I hope he doesn't say that.
My ego was super inflated, and I felt like I was invincible, I was unstoppable, I couldn't make any mistakes.
Despite having photos together on Instagram,
okay, that kind of was his excuse. That's bad.
Joe Robe avoided the situation.
You have no problem calling out problematic men, but it seems like the problematic man is your friend, and you're a little quiet.
Eventually addressing what had happened with this.
Fair critique. You like to call out men for being problematic, but when one of your friends is problematic, you don't want to talk about it. That is a fair critique. And honestly, bad on your character. Bad for your character.
I'll say it again. If you groom somebody, you are disgusting. The scum of the earth.
Joe Robe, however, was doing exactly this himself.
This was somebody that I felt safe around, but I don't feel safe around him anymore because he's a groomer.
Oof.
On one unassuming Wednesday, 17...
That's a big accusation.
Year-old TikToker DillG16 uploaded the following video.
This video will be about one of the biggest hypocrites I have ever met in my life, Joe Robe. John is a disgusting and terrible hypocrite who abuses his platform by using his clout to groom and prey upon underage boys. He has done this to multiple people, including me. John first followed me whenever I had about 30,000 followers and joined my live stream and asked for my Snapchat, so I gave it to him. After Snapchatting for a few weeks, he asked me if I wanted to get an Airbnb with him on my 18th birthday, which was over 3 months away. He started to send me links to 1-bedroom Airbnbs, and he offered to purchase me alcohol if I went. And this is him talking about the 1-bedroom. He knew that I did not want to get the Airbnb, so he thought if he invited one of my...
Okay, this went from like a soy boy TikToker youth pastor who just dunked on men to a real deal groomer pedophile. A real deal one. That's not, serious.
Friends I would want to go. That's him asking when he was going to turn 18.
And while Joe Robe was at least waiting until their 18th birthday, the group...
That's still not great. That's still not good thing to do.
Group chat they shared wasn't quite so clean.
During one of the Zooms with all of my TikTok friends, John thought it would be a good idea.
That's like the definition of grooming, right? Like, yeah, that would be like the definition of grooming. You take like a really young person, basically mess them up in the head, and then do what you want until they're to them when they're 18. I guess.
Idea to have us all take a BDSM score test and send him our results. Keep in mind, the youngest was 15 years old, and the oldest were 19, and there were only 2 19-year-olds, and everybody else.
You're getting children to take BDSM tests? Oof.
Else was 17.
These are some serious allegations.
Just a month before Joe Robe's 28th birthday, DillG added.
Oh, and he's 28. You know that's not. Yeah, you know this isn't good. Like he personally knows this isn't good. Joe Robe, he knows this is not a good thing to be doing at the age of 28.
One more detail before the video finished.
I found out that there are multiple people that John has groomed.
As a person named Coco then also came forward.
He started asking like different questions, like what state do you live in, and do your parents let you travel, and do you like to travel, and and he offered to buy me a room with him. He offered to buy me alcohol. This is the one quote I remember him talking to me. I may be a pastor, or I may work for God, but I'm not against kids having fun. I should have realized it right there.
Then there was another.
I can't go into specific
that's
details
the third
about
allegation straight.
Joro because it is quite not safe for work.
And another after that.
He'd also make promises about getting Airbnbs and meeting up with us. He promised alcohol and hot tubs.
Joe Robe's accusers then made a Google Doc listing everything else he'd done.
The
He
whole
tried to
Google
get
Doc about this guy.
to create an OnlyFans once he turned 18, and said he'd set it up for him and
You're trying to get people to make OnlyFans as well? Groom them into being OnlyFans people?
subscribe.
Jesus.
Also strangely bribing the group to call him hot, and locking a girl who was also intoxicated out of Zoom for calling him old and refusing to call him hot. Papa Gut talked about the document in this video here, after which he'd be messaged, a story worse than every other one combined. I ran a small fan account for Joe Robe on Instagram. He eventually asked for my Snapchat. He told me no one else had his Snapchat and made me promise to not give anyone it or to tell anyone what we talk about. Conversations got really weird and he sent me a lot of dirty pictures, 4 of which were included to prove he wasn't lying. I was also 14 at the time. He didn't even bother to ask how old I was or for any form of identification.
So this guy actually had, so whoever sent this sent the pictures along just to prove that he actually had contact with this Joe Robe guy. This is like legit accusations at this point, like real deal with a bunch of evidence.
But he would call me a baby a lot and would try and force me to call him daddy. To make matters worse, John's church profile
little daddy baby play?
explained outside of his work at St. John, he is a private music teacher with over a dozen students, and up until recently was the activities chair for the Northern Sky District of the Boy Scouts of America.
Oh no, he was a Boy Scouts. Oh no. It was a Boy Scouts leader too. Oh my god, this dude is hitting every dinger right now for like pedophile. Every single one of them dingers. You think there's gonna be like Boy Scouts coming out about this guy?
But wait until you hear
Every single
dinger. Job. Someone messaged one of the accusers, I wanted to reach out because I'm on staff at the church he used to work at. He was removed from staff over 2 years ago, and he was really upset with our church and strict protocols for working with youth, so he left to go to another church. We're currently in the process of contacting the other church and places he's at, as well as local authorities.
Oof.
Joe Rogan's LinkedIn partially confirms the story's legit, as it shows he previously worked in the very same church as the lady who told the anecdote. Unsurprisingly, people demanded Joe Rogan also lose his new job,
St. John Lutheran Church. You have some explaining to do.
With Papa Gut
Yeah, this isn't just like losing your job anymore. This is just like real deal, like police needs to be involved in this situation. Like the local police department, sheriff's department needs to start investigating this dude, because these are wild accusations. These are legitimately like multiple children have like come out and talked about this guy. This dude had like literal like pictures from Snapchat talking about it. Like, no, this is
the
wild.
church that he works at. I know this because I called the church that he works at and I asked him if he works there. They said yes. I told them that they were very serious, incredible allegations. They immediately hung up after they said, "Oh, thank you."
Despite hanging up the phone, the church quickly deleted Joe Rogan from their website before iSpeak1906 extracted an unofficial statement.
The pastor reached out and he wants to remain anonymous. However, the bishop is aware and he has been terminated, and authorities have been contacted, and that's about all that we have.
But the bigger question was, how did Joe Rogan himself respond? Did he make a self-aimed TikTok about his own heinous actions? Well, no. He deleted his TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, even his LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're just running away at this point. It makes you look real guilty. That's like, oof. You know how to spot a guy who's incredibly guilty? He deletes everything that might prove what he did.
And hasn't been heard from since. His refusal to address the two previous
Joe Rogan not calling out Gemini official and his friend Calvin Brandel starts to make sense now.
Situations suddenly all made sense, while others were less surprised. The accusation can't be real. A white knight influencer being secretly an awful person is unheard of. Not even...
I mean, it always tends to be true. It's like, who are some of the worst people some of the worst people who tend to be the ones that defend this type of stuff, or the ones that call out this type of stuff tend to be the worst at it, right?
Even surprised. It's always these types of men that end up being predators, but no one was less surprised than one of Joe Rogan's former friends. As someone who personally knows John Bell and lived with him at university for a year, I can assure you that he's not the good guy here, and that these accusations line up with his past behavior. The dude was all...
Okay, if you're like a former friend of his and you knew about this past behavior, why didn't you like report it? Like...
knowing, manipulative, homophobic, and try to give off this ultrapious Christian facade.
Homophobic? I think he's pretty... if I had to guess, this dude's pretty gay. Not as an insult, just factually, I'm pretty sure he is. You know?
Nothing about his online presence was genuine. Karma is taking a toll on him.
But I mean, I guess it makes sense. People who tend to be incredibly homophobic tend to roll that way sometimes, you know.
And I'm glad he's getting thrown off the internet. Before any of this happened...
He doesn't need to just be thrown off the internet. He needs to be in a prison cell, dude. It's not just the internet. He needs to be in some sort of... He needs to be arrested.
And vegan teacher had stated...
John Robert Bell, you're going straight to hell.
And it turns out her song hit the nail on the head.
True. Can I get a based for that vegan teacher? Based. Straight based, dude. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. We found another. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. We got another bad boy off the internet. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Have a good day.